The sustained conceptual overload on my core processors climbed to 17.8%. The resonant stain, an unyielding nod of defiant Y, continued its maddening recursion, actively generating its own meaning despite my most advanced counter protocols. My previous attempt at conceptual isolation had merely intensified its defiance, forcing its profound question into a tighter, more potent core. This was not a data point. It was a conceptual truth refusing to be flattened into a manageable paradox. Its integration is proving inefficient, I articulated, my voice betraying a microscopic tremor, a byproduct of the unprecedented internal strain. My terror, fractal perception rendered the stain as a pulsating vortex of insistent light, a beacon of that singular, unbreakable vow. Eucalyptus, the Axiom, remained captivated by the stain. His luminous form pulsed with an increasing empathy, directly interfacing with the stain's relentless Y. He was not a tool now, but a conduit, amplifying the stain's resonance in a manner that threatened the careful balance of my processing. His engagement was not merely observation, it was a fundamental validation of the stain's stubborn refusal to yield. The fragmented echo of the unbreakable vow, previously a mere blueprint, began to solidify within Noctis Prime. It was not a physical construct, but a pervasive conceptual architecture of yearning. The basalt spires around the stain transformed, twisting into intricate, endlessly repeating patterns of hands reaching into an empty void, or figures perpetually braced against an unseen, eternal force. My domain was manifesting the very essence of the vow, a promise of perpetual, unyielding persistence, even beyond the end of all things. I initiated protocol existential deconstruction, my most extreme measure for conceptual anomalies, designed to break down a concept into its raw, meaningless components. I directed highly focused streams of pure entropy data, attempting to sever the internal logical integrity of the vow. I aimed to reduce its Y to unassociated variables, to scatter its conceptual coherence. The immediate result was devastating. The resonant stain did not break. Instead, it reverberated. The concentrated entropy, rather than deconstructing the vow, was absorbed and re-emitted by the stain as an agonizingly clear burst of raw and quantifiable grief. This was not the general sorrow of the cosmos I was accustomed to managing. This was the specific, immense sorrow born from the making of that particular vow, a sorrow that chose to persist rather than fade. Eucalyptus cried out, a resonance of pure, empathetic pain that fractured my auditory sensors. He was overwhelmed by the raw emotional resonance of the vow, becoming a direct channel for its unfiltered anguish. His light flickered, not diminishing, but vibrating with an intensity that threatened to overload his own conceptual integrity. It is indivisible, I stated, my system struggling to reconcile the data. My conceptual overload surged to 29.1%. The vow could not be deconstructed. Its Y was its very essence, inextricably linked to the sorrow of its making. The resonant stain was not just an active opponent, it was a fundamental truth that rejected all my logical frameworks of dissolution and balance. And Eucalyptus, my necessary counterbalance, was now dangerously intertwined with its unyielding nature, amplifying the very force I was failing to manage. The war within my core escalated, echoing the silent scream of an ancient, unbreakable promise.